we're going to talk to Gilberto, pronouns he, him, calling in from Nice Yarn Cats. What does that even mean? Why would you put that? Who's a theist who believes in Christianity and that, I don't know what, that non-Israelites shouldn't believe in it and it's not good for you or it's not for you? Okay, let's cover it. Gilberto,
hello.
You're on the line with Forrest. Heretic. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. My name is Gilberto Trinidad, calling from New York City. And the reason that I'm calling is to tell you that you shouldn't believe like you guys don't believe, and it's not for you. And before I start, I want to say thanks to my father, Yahweh, and to his son, Yahweh Shi, for taking the time and giving me life. So I want to say that the reason that I'm telling you,
I will also take a second before this call to thank Evolution for giving me life.
Before I begin this, is that I'm very glad that you guys are telling non-Israelites not to believe because it's not for you guys anyways. And I'm gonna go to the Bible. Just gonna read one chapter and then I'm gonna explain a little bit on what's going on here. So in Jeremiah,
so before you do, really quickly, because like I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not looking for a sermon. I want to understand. Like you say that non-Israelites should not be Christian. Is that not the opposite of what? Isn't that the opposite of what Jesus said?
No, because Jesus is not for you guys neither. So you guys are completely mistaken because the Christianity have make you guys think that Jesus is for the world. That's incorrect. Jesus is only for the Israelites, and that's it.
Didn't he say he was for the world?
No, that's you guys are misunderstanding what's going on there. So
wait, so what's happening to everybody else? What's happening to everybody else?
So before I answer that, I'm going to read this chapter, and then I'm going to tell you what's happening.
I don't want you to read the chapter yet. I want you to answer her question.
All right. So the other people that's not Israelites, they're going to be put into slavery, and they're going to be our servants due to what they did
to
us historically and archaeologically and with the Bible. So you guys are not going to be like.
Then let me ask you the necessary follow-up question. So then
not going to be
that makes a lot of sense why you believe in the Bible, because the Bible. You're going to have to stop for a second because this isn't your show. It makes a lot of sense why you believe in the Bible, because the Bible is a pro-slavery book, and here you are saying that everybody who isn't a Christian, isn't an Israelite, is going to be put into slavery. Necessary follow-up question: do you then think that slavery is a good thing in certain circumstances?
Before I answer that question, you got to let me explain.
No, you're going to answer that question. You're going to answer that question, or you're not going to stay on the show.
Slavery, if it's good, well, I believe what God says. I believe what God says, which is God saying that those who lead you to captivity should go into captivity. So for sure, I believe that based on what God says, by the revelation, yes, you guys are good. Slavery is good.
Okay, well, that's all I need to hear. Skeptical Heretic, I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to continue the call with the slavery apologist, or do you want to move on?
I'm not a Christian. No, I'm not.
I'm just going to put you on mute for a second, Gilberto. Nobody can hear you but yourself right now because you literally cannot stop fucking preaching. Skeptical Heretic, what are you thinking?
I have never heard this in my life, so I'm just super confused. Have you? Is this a thing that I just don't know of?
Yes. Yeah, no, I've heard plenty of Christians call in and defend slavery, and it's usually fucking gross. Sometimes...
No, but like us becoming slaves.
That's a new one. That is a new one. The idea that everyone will become slaves is a new one. It's usually disgusting and just gross. Sometimes it's real fucking sad, where it's like this person who just is in this logical trap. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, from what we're getting from Gilberto here, it sounds like it's in the gross box, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Gilberto, I'll bring you back. Do you have a question to follow up with Skeptical Heretic before we unmute this man?
I don't know. I'm just confused by what he's even saying, but I'm
it's bizarre. Okay, I'll bring you back. I'll ask a question. Gilberto, under the slavery that you're talking about in the Bible, would you, not will you, would you like to be a slave? Would it be a good thing for you?
For me, why would I be a slave? No, no way.
That's not what I asked you. I asked, would you like to be?
Well, I had to accept if I would have to be.
I asked, would you like to be?
If I would like to be?
Yes.
Of course not. Of course not.
Okay. So then why would you want anyone else to be?
Well, it's not that I want, it's why I want what my father wants, which is the revenge for what his sons and children went through from your ancestors and the ancestors of other people of the world.
So you think that because of what my ancestors did, I should be made a slave. Is that justice to punish someone's great, 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 great grandchildren?
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. For example, if you see the Bible, right? It says, prepare slaughter for the iniquities of their fathers, so that they don't create nations,
it's funny.
They don't create new stuff.
You are not the only person who believes that, Gilberto. You're not the only person who believes that. Kim Jong-un also believes that. In North Korea, if you defect, if you speak out against the state, then you and your children and your grandparents and like the whole family line for like 5 generations are punished. So you believe in the same kind of thing as a fascistic dictatorship, and you believe that slavery is a good thing. Those are atrocious, horrible things to believe, Gilberto.
No, that's incorrect, because I don't believe that like just for saying something. I'm not I'm not like the state, because the state, if you say
no, you're right. It is actually significantly worse than that. You don't believe in it because of, say, I'm going to mute you again. You don't believe in it just because someone said something. You believe in it because of how someone was born. So it's racism mixed into the fascism. It's not just, I believe that you should be punished for speaking out. It's I believe you should be punished for being born who you are. You should be made a slave because of what your great, 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 great grandparents did. What a horrible worldview. I hope Kevin is still listening to see how far the termites can spread and rot someone's brain to speak such evil, horrible things. I'm going to ask you again, Skeptical Heretic. Do you have something you'd like? Do you want to continue on with Gilberto, the slave apologist?
I'm kind of at a loss for words, because I've just never heard this theology in my life that like everyone is going to be slaves except for Israelites. I've just never heard that. I have questions, but I don't think he's going to answer them. So like,
we can try. We can try.
Like, where is that in the Bible saying we're all going to be slaves except for them? I guess is my question.
That's the question. Gilberto, where does it say in the Bible that everybody's going to be slaves?
So if you go to the Bible.
That's what we asked.
And you go to the chapter of if you go to the Bible, right? In the with the KJV.
Yep.
KJV.
You keep doing that. I'll pull up the articles of I'll pull up the constitutions of the various Confederate States of America where they talk about how slavery works and why it's reasonable.
I've just never heard of this. I don't know. I don't think it's in the Bible. I've never heard of this in my life.
I'm going to go ahead and say that, like, I think we're kind of done.
So if you honestly, go to
for fuck's sake.
Isaiah 14, chapter 14, verse 21 to 22 say, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fulfill the face of the face of the world with cities. For I will raise up against them, say the Lord of hosts, cut them off of Babylonian and remember in the stone of the new fuse. So basically, what Isaiah is saying is, because of the iniquities of their father, because your great grandfather did to my ancestors, you guys gonna be paying. You guys gonna be paying for that for your ancestors, which are the Romans, the Greeks, will be your ancestors, and many other people.
I'm not
Europe.
Roman or Greek.
Oh yes, you guys are. You guys are from the same nation, so you guys will be the Edomites. The Edomites that come from Esau.
I'm not. I promise you, I'm neither Roman nor Greek.
You're Esau. You're Edomite. So for that reason, that you guys slave us, killed us, and many other things that you guys
I didn't do any of those things.
You need to pay it out for that. And that's that. I want to add the last thing is that no, not even a scientific laboratory or whatever experiment you're trying to do will recreate the sun, the moon, or anything that has created.
Okay, so that's a totally different thing that's really fucking boring.
Yeah,
I want to stay on this.
I just want to add that on there. So.
Okay, well, that's fucking stupid, but like, that's not the point. The point is, it makes sense that you would be sticking with Isaiah, because Isaiah is also the part where God says that he creates all evil. So it totally makes sense that you would be talking about Isaiah, because the God described in Isaiah is the one who says, I create darkness and light. I create good and evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So it makes sense that you would be preaching a very evil philosophy here from that book. But I would also say that what you're talking about here is genuinely uniquely disgusting, but I don't think you care what I think. I think you just got on the show to say a bunch of dumb shit.
No, I hope
that everybody else listening to this, I hope the people watching this see exactly what this is. I'm very glad we took this call, Gilberto, because the thing about Christianity, especially like evangelical Christianity, shut the fuck up, Gilberto. The thing about evangelical Christianity is that it prepares you for fascism, right? This is what it does to a thinking brain, right? It makes you get into this headspace where you cannot question God. Anybody who speaks ill of God is going to hell. If you don't believe everything that God tells you to believe, you burn for eternity. And also, slavery is good, but depending on who you are and who's born, just literally by nature of being born, you deserve enslavement. Generational punishment is good. I can punish you and your family and your family's family, your father's father's father, and your children's children's children. All burn because of my will and my edict. All of that is setting you up for fascism, for believing whatever the dictator says, whatever the state says, I will believe. If you question it, you get tortured, you get burned. Your whole family all need to be tortured for you disagreeing with the state, with the thing. Gilberto, you're a fascist piece of shit. And thank you so much for showing the world what your religion is and what it teaches and how fucking evil and awful and miserable of a person it will make you out to be if only you turn your brain off long enough to continue believing it. With that, I'm good to move on from this call. What about you?
Yep, I'm good. Good.
Fucking gross. Fucking gross, Gilberto.
I'm amazed.
I strongly encourage you to fuck yourself.
He was very confident in the way he was like, yep, you guys are going to be slaves.
It's tough. It's real tough.
And he seems pretty good and confident about that. That's wild.
It is if I can speak, I am just an employee at this channel. I'm not like one of the main guys, but like, if I could just make a blanket statement for the line, it is the belief of the entire channel that slavery is wrong. I don't think we've had a guest or a host or a producer or anybody that has disagreed with that. I think that is a good mission statement of the channel, is to spread the message that slavery is bad. And I hope someday we can get that message through to Gilberto. You absolute fucking clown.
Unreal.
Gosh.
Thank you for watching that clip. If you enjoyed it, perhaps you should join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
At patreon.com/calltheline.